Hello everyone! It's been a while. Welcome to whatever this stream is. I'm some guy from New Jersey doing stuff. Welcome to Mac84. How's it going? I forgot to do the thingamajig where I turn on these fancy lights behind me. Because it's been like ages since I've done a live stream. Things have been busy. Let's just say that. But, anywho. There we go. Now we got some class here. Class. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Let's see who's here today. I'm a bit rusty, sorry. Retrotech Tom is here. Mr. Tech Gadgets here. Colleen is here. iMark is here. Everything is Broken Garage. Hello. Sam Johnson is here. Colin from This Is Not Computers here. CDI, Lord of Nothing. Sean of Action Retro. He's gonna jank everything up, and I love him for it. Dave of Dave's Vintage Apple Tech. Taylor's here. My good friend Saul's here. Enzo's here. Thomas Armstrong is here. Dave is here. Tony, Nathan, Thomas... Kranos, who else? Joe of Joe's Computer Museum, Mac Crash, let's hope it doesn't crash, Gut Bomb is here, fabulous as always, I hope he's enjoying a brownie, Tony is here, Toby is here, Mike sounds far away, I just selected the right one, we'll see if I did, USB microphone, Yeti stereo microphone, you know what, hold please. Input. Yeah, that's why. There we go. So, fun thing about my streaming setup. I stream from a 2012 Mac Pro. There's something wrong with it, which is why I got it so cheaply. And this machine has a weird problem where the PRAM just, needs to be zapped, every once in a while, or it just won't boot. At all. You hear the chime? Nothing on the screen. So every time I do that, I forget I have to go into system preferences and raise the volume up. So apologies for everyone's ears. Oh, my freaking ears! A serial microphone. Alright, so hopefully you can hear me all better now. Apologies, I'm not a professional. I just don't look like one either, so I don't even know where I was going with that. But as the... I'm not re-announcing everyone. As the thumbnail points out, I got some cool stuff to look at, and right off the bat I'm going to say I am not at liberty to divulge certain information about these things. I do own them now. They are mine. I can do whatever the heck I want with them. But the entire backstory of where exactly I got this stuff, I'm going to be intentionally vague, and that is the way it has to be. But this stuff is really cool. So I really can't wait to share. Scuzzy microphone. Oh my god. Yeah, let's add more jank to this setup. I'm a spy. Alright, so you saw the thumbnail. But if anybody doesn't know what a Pippin is, Bandai is a big conglomerate corporation. You may know them from the Power Rangers or whatever, but they produce electronics as well and all sorts of stuff. And in the mid-90s, they were working with other companies to make personal electronics. And the Pippin was something that came out of this. And the software that runs on the Pippin is macOS-like. Now, you could go on the wikis and the fandoms and everything and read up all about the Pippin. I'm brand new to this. So if I say anything wrong, just because I'm an idiot and I don't know any better. but it's not really like an Apple Pippin. It's like a Bandai Atmark or Atworld Pippin thing. Like, that's like the name of it. But I'm going to call this an Apple Pippin because this has an Apple asset tag on it. Like, kind of, sort of. So, I'm going to show you it in pieces because here's the case of it. And I'll explain why there's the case of it here. And you can see this is very shiny. It is not textured plastic. So, this is a very, very shiny case. I did have to reapply one of these stickers because it was so old it fell off. But if you read that there, it says, focus on that, please. Pippin, serial number 246. Any problem with this system, call. Please do not call that number. Apple Confidential. So, I would say this is an Apple product. It was inside of Apple at some point in time. Whatever its purpose was, do not exactly know. Don't call that number, please. It's just going to go to some guy. Might even get me in trouble, so don't do that. So the insides of it are on my desk. Here's what the insides look like. I'll just ignore this for a second. Because before I did this stream, I wanted to tinker around with this. I've had this in my possession for a little bit, but I was not able to really play around with it until now. And I wanted to play around with it without messing up the case, because this, I cannot replace this if this cracks. So we're going to leave this over here, as nice as it is. I think there might be a faceplate somewhere. I found some other part that I thought I did not have. But we're going to put this over here. And there's other goodies in this bin that we will get to. But I want to talk a little bit about this first. And color matching again. Maybe, Joe. But I don't know, the production ones might be slightly different. Who knows? I don't have a production one. The Pippin has always been something of a curiosity to me. I always saw it in magazines, but we had a Sega Saturn growing up, and obviously not a lot of people had the Pippin. It was not really a successful launch. And it was trying to do a lot of things at once. You know, multimedia, CDs, interwebs, all these things were all going on at the same time. So what the heck exactly is this thing? Well, it's a game console that basically runs a flavor of the Mac OS. Hey, Trina. And hey, anybody else I missed? Starbuck Tech. Anybody else I missed? Hi. So this machine, I just said hi to you, Trina. My goodness, it's a fake Xbox. Hey, shit happens, man. It's an Xbox. So it's a weird console that's built on a CD-ROM drive. Got a plethora of ports on the back, which look very Apple-esque. I'm sure they had their hand in designing a lot of this. It just screams Apple from the icons and a bunch of other stuff. You even have a lot of Apple-specific hardware. And, hey, Keith. Keith is going to get a big shout-out in a second. You have a lot of Apple-specific hardware here. You got a printer port, you got a modem port, and that's, like, really it. But, I mean, it looks Apple-esque. Come on, you got to give it that. My favorite shorts and Ursa musical. Thanks, Ron, for the super chat. Eep! Great to have you. Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it. And Tony, welcome to level 1 of whatever YouTube membership is. I don't even know when I set it up. You do get posts, and there's going to be a very, very exclusive podcast episode that only me and another YouTuber guy is posting on their Patreon thingamajig. Shh! Secrets. I'll be out in a week or so. But it's a lot of fun. Trust me. At least we had fun. You could reply to Super Chats. What tomfoolery is this? Nobody tells me these things. But Keith is a very wonderful man. I'm going to try and bring up the website here. Because I know nothing about the Pippin. But what is cool is there's a lot of smart people who know a lot more about certain things than I do. And Keith came to my attention because he's an Apple nut, just like a lot of us are. But he specializes in some weird stuff, like the Pippin. So I'm going to give Keith's website a little shout out here, if all my control panels and extensions are turned on correctly. Hold, please. This is not going to work. It's not going to work. Oh, look, it works. Maybe, kind of. There we go. So Keith runs blitter.net, and he's been immensely helpful with even just trying to figure out what the heck this thing is at all. Because, like, what is a Pippin, and how does it boot, and what happens with prototype Pippin stuff, and how do you fix stuff and get it to boot, and blah, 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 blah. So if you're interested in this stuff at all, just go to blitter.net. His social media and stuff are on here too. Posts a lot of cool stuff. I'm in his debt for getting anywhere near of figuring out whatever this thing does, because, yeah, I don't know anything about this stuff. But that's okay. It's okay to not know anything about this stuff, because that's what's sort of exciting about this. I want to learn about this. So let's take the metal shroud off of this thing and take a look at what the heck is inside, because I've never really looked at one of these inside. So, oh boy. The Pippin is to Apple what Memorex Viz is to Microsoft. Oh boy. So I got this system in the plastic, and all of the screws were missing. And I mean all of them. This thing has been loved, very much so. Very much so. This thing has obviously been in prototype hell or development hell or whatever, because there's a lot of things going on with it. There's bent metal, there's scraping of this and that. I'm sure this Apple CD drive, which is SCSI, is long dead, because they all are. But it's just your standard, Apple 300, 600, or anything like that. But let's take a look. Precariously placed this above the trash can. Let's take a look at the Pippin itself. Let's move the camera so you're not getting a crotch shot here. Nobody wants to see that. It's a family show. There we go. So I already did mod something to it, because you need to, and I'm going to explain why. So I did tinker around with this a little bit, but I'm very excited about this, and I wanted to show it off on stream, because I really have only limited time with this thing even on. It does turn on. You could kind of get it to do something, and that's what we're here to do with today. Joe, if you don't think I already put a blue SCSI in this and tinkered around with it, you'd be wrong, my friend. It's right here. And the SD card is in my pocket. We'll get to that all in due time. I want to introduce some of the weird stuff that I've noticed on this thing. So Keith was very kind to pointing out some differences that he spotted. There's a lot of bodge wires, which I really don't know if that's on the final ones or not, maybe. But some interesting things about this unit is it has this little switch here. That's like a restart or a CUDA switch or something like that. Apparently the retail ones did not have those. Hey, Tony, how's it going? And so there's... Oh, I didn't even notice that. There's a number... You can't really see that unless the light hits it. I don't know what... It's a weird marker. I don't know, but there's a number of 246 that matches the serial number. And we have a Voltec Corp power supply. And we have a little fan that is unplugged for reasons you'll soon know. Now, the problem is there's no I/O here that's not proprietary. You have these connectors, which I believe the controller or the interface was called Applejack, and you can get adapters to get them to ADB and convert them to ADB. And when I say you can get adapters, I mean they once existed in time. They are unobtainium. Unobtainium. Not Voltec. Voltec. V-O-L-T. There are a bunch of screws missing. I do have them all in a little bag because they were rattling around inside. But there's some writing on the board here. And there was a PRAM battery here that has been safely diffused because I'm not that malicious. All of the chips, these three chips here have little heat sinks on them. And this slot, I did not know. It's just display port, shove it in. This slot I thought was for expansion. But Keith educated me about this. So apparently, all Pippin retail consoles have a ROM that's plugged in here into this slot. I thought this was like a COM slot or something, because it looks like that. But this is actually a ROM slot. And the thing is that I guess the software, the firmware was so buggy that they did not commit to soldering these on the board, because there are two spots there to solder the ROM chips to. But I was educated enough that this is where the ROM goes, and that makes sense because I do have a ROM in here, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. But this thing without a ROM will not do anything. Also curious about this, there's a solder bridge on this little Motorola chip here. Looks like that was done intentionally, so I'm leaving that alone. The only modification I've done to this so far is putting an ADB port on here, because I don't have one of these controllers, I don't have one of these adapters, and if there's any way I'm going to interface with this thing, it's via ADB. Thankfully, this Applejack connector it's essentially ADB with probably some quirks or whatever, but some bright folks figured out that you could just solder 3 wires together to a little S-Video style jack, and what I've done here, this is actually an ADB port ripped off of a battery-bombed Mac LC or something like that. Retail ones in general aren't as bodged. Great. Nice, yeah. See, Showfox here is also a Pippin enthusiast and has an ADB adapter, which is great. Pretty neat announcement to make within a few days. By the way, that's Pippin related. Ooh, exciting! What thunder? Who cares? Promote your thing. It's cool. Awesome. Colin says, remember at Apple in the 90s, if you built a computer, you got to design your own connector. This is very true. I've been told stories about this, and that is absolutely hilarious, and it tracks so well. Power supply is fairly common, by the way, used today by some 3D printers. Excellent. Good to know. No 12 volts to ground. No. Okay, so we have an ADB port just slapped on here, and this SCSI cable goes to the CD drive. But you'll notice there's no SCSI cable on the outside here. Now, on some development units I've seen, there is like a big old chonkin. Hold on, let me grab an example here. Like a big old chonkin 50-pin SCSI connector right there. Mine does not have that, but it has a CD drive. Now, I did apply power to the CD drive, and sadly, it doesn't do anything because the caps are bad because it's an Apple CD drive and it's dead. But we're going to power this thing on. And I'm going to show you exactly what it does. But before we do that, I just want to talk about this thing. So, those adapters you can make right away, don't need apples. The PADB plug is the same as a Game Gear link cable. That's neat. So, this is the ROM. Now, this apparently is very different than the retail ROM. And there are 16 chips plus this little, I guess, a MUX chip or a Matrix chip or whatever the heck. There are 16 chips on here. This label was on it when I got it. No good, NG is what I believe it said. Because, let's look at the microscope here to explain my point. I think we'll see why it says that. So let's go to the microscope view here. And let's take a look. And if you're going to notice a lot of flux here, that's because there is. This thing was manually soldered, I believe. And it tracks because this is a prototype. And these, I believe, are flash chips. So they would program them and then solder them onto this board. And yeah. So some of the soldering is a bit jank. In fact, spoiler alert, when I first got this, when I first started tinkering with this like a day or so ago, I actually did try and power this on, and I did install the ROM in the slot. And exactly nothing happened. No screen, nothing. Because there were some cracked solder joints and little solder balls, because this is not a factory job. This is just some hobbyist or some prototype-y engineer guy just doing what he does to make it work. So, let me move the microscope a bit closer. Hopefully we could get a better focus on the edges of here, because that really sells it. Because they're not straight. They're a bit off to one side. Let's get it. There we go. But they're not bad. It's not like they did a terrible job or anything. Far from it. They did a good job. But, 30-year-old solder likes to do weird things like crack or deteriorate or whatever. So I did have to freshen up some of these pads to get it to do anything. Yeah, see that one there? Might have to do again. But, yeah. So that's what we're working with here. This ROM is not a factory ROM. This is a engineering evaluation, prototypey, whatever you want to call it. The bottom of this unit says pre-sale evaluation or something like that. So that's what we're going to call it. But prototypey is more to say. So let's see what the heck this thing does, right? So I'm going to plug in this ROM connector here. And we're going to see if this wants to work, because It sort of has a mind of its own. I'm going to plug this fan in just so you can hear the fun noise it makes, then we'll disconnect it. Used as mux. Thank you. I had a feeling it was something like that, but I am not an electrical engineer. Thankfully it says VGA, so we're just going to plug that in. It was found in Garth Beagle's office after he left Apple. Even Garth didn't want it. He was like, screw this. This is dumb. All right, so let's change views here. And what I'm going to do is show you what happens when you boot it up. Because I have very little experience with this, but let's see if it wants to work on camera. It might be camera shy. This is the first time I'm going to boot this thing. All right, so plug this in. Now, the one thing that you won't notice because you're zoomed out, I don't have the housing plugged in, which means I do not have the power button associated with this. That's plugged into this little ribbon cable. It's very delicate, and I think it's even like cracked a little bit. So I don't really want to be plugging that in and out, but you could just jump the pins and you're not really going to hurt it. So we're going to do that, and the light should come on the front. I'm sure Keith is screaming at me right now. How dare you! It would help if I turned the power strip on. You know it's on because the fan is crying. And there's a green light here, and there's a green light here. So we know the system is on. Let's see if we're going to get any video out. We may or we may not. There's a reason this is a prototype. Let's see what happens. I'm going to press the reset button there, which most often than not doesn't do much, but yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug this fan because stop making noise. And we're going to turn this on again. Sometimes it requires like a second boot because maybe the battery or something, who knows. As he just jabs a prototype with a screwdriver. Yeah, it would be helpful if I actually stood up and looked at what I was poking. There we go. It's silent without the stupid fan. Let's see if we get a video signal, because is this not plugged in correctly? Hold please. Your call is important to us. No, that's the wrong one. VGA capture. Oh, it's set to the wrong device. Nope, that's not it. Nope, there we go. Holy crap. All right, let's reboot this thing. Give you the full experience here. All right, let's get this going again. So it turns on, and we see it says Pippin. So that's what we should see. We do have a cursor in the corner, and then it should switch to this animation that's asking you to insert a CD. It is kind of unsettling. It also doesn't look like the final product. Like, I mean, it's a rendering, obviously, but it's like more rounded. I do not have the sound hooked up. You're saying there's sound with it. See, I don't know much about this thing because I'm an idiot. I don't know if there's a good way for me to capture sound. Feed me, Pippin. Hungry. Pippin want food. All right, let's see. Oh yes, I do have left and right stereo. I can shove into the back of this thing. I guess I mean, if we get it booted, we do need to hear it wild eep. So, welcome to. We're only like 15 minutes in, and I'm going to be looking at my basement for crap. Actually, most of my audio stuff is upstairs and fairly organized, so I should be able to just grab a cable, potentially. It yells at you until you put a disc in. Oh, this, I gotta hear this. I've just been playing around with this for like a day. Audio cables. If I were an audio cable, where would I be? Oh, that's an iPod cable. Otherwise, I'd use that. It's not the type. Oh wait!! Holy crap! It's right in front of me. All right, let's plug this in. Hit it with the hammer, hit it with the hammer. Don't hit it with the hammer, it's a prototype. Alright. Now this is one of those three pole video. Oh, it turned off. Oops. Oh no, I nudged the wire. Alright, let's go out. I don't know if I could hear it. You might be able to hear it, maybe not. Hold on, let me open up QuickTime Player here. Because if I stream something, I can't hear it. That's just how it is. Yeah, it might be the final animation. Alright, so let's go there. Capture, microphone capture from audio. Let's see. Let me reboot it. I could also have the sound not properly connected here. And yeah. Oh, Pippin. All right, let's let you hear that. Hold on. So audio capture, connect. All right, so let's restart it again. You should be able to hear it say Pippin. It might be loud. I apologize if it is. Well, there you go. Hopefully you heard that. It said Pippin. How about that? Alright, so it turns on, and we have an ADB port plugged in, so we might as well get a keyboard and a mouse for what we're about to do, which, spoiler alert, Keith and I were tinkering around. I think I could do this. So let's see. We'll just do it live. We'll do it live. I need a keyboard. Good old Apple keyboard. All right, so let's cut the power, and let's use our totally normal ADB cable. Copyright Action Retro, and we're gonna plug it in here. And we're running out of space on our desk real quick, and I want to show you some thing. So I did download some stuff to the Blue Scuzzy, but we're going to learn together here, because I have no idea what the hell to expect. All right. Let's put a mouse pad here. That's a good barrier for things, right? There's the Blue Scuzzy. It's sitting all nestled on top of the Pippin. So what I did right now is our first test. I have a retail CD of, I think it's Super Marathon on here, and we'll see if it wants to boot to it. Now I'm going to push the power on key on the keyboard, but that doesn't seem to be doing anything on the Pippin. So I do have to, I believe I have to do this again. Because pushing that restart button does also not seem to turn it on. I was summoned. Go back to bed, Eric. This will be upsetting to you. So let's see if we get an activity light. We do not. Because, surprise, surprise, there's no termination power. Let's get a USB cable here. We're professionals and plan things ahead of time. You wanna learn something fun about the Pippin? That's right. That's right. Because I don't know if the fourth one actually has a place on the Pippin. I was only reading the 3 cable, but Colin, you hit it right on the head there, buddy. So I'm going to plug in. Now, I did this once before. Something funny happened. Let's see if this happens again. So the Blue SCSI is powered externally by a USB wall wart plugged into the wall. And now I'm going to turn this on. Well, remember, Showfox, this is a prototype, so we'll see. And I'm going to turn the power strip on. And yeah, see, the Pippin turns on automatically. It's like the SCSI is like, I guess you should boot. And the Pippin's like, okay. So, but I've also noticed, last time I tried this, it did not display video. Yeah, it's not displaying video. So, what I think I did last time was I unplugged this. What did I do? And then I hit restart, I think. I mean, it's obviously not happy, but I don't want to spoil what I discovered 25 minutes ago or whatever when I was setting up this stream. But let's see if it'll do what it did before. No. Yeah, I think... How did I solve this? I think I plug in the Blue SCSI now. No, then it turns on again. Well, let's just see what happens. We should get video, because I got video on the monitor that I was playing around with upstairs. But that was a CRT. But it should work. Yeah. Fudge. What did I do? Oh, you know what? I think I unplugged... No, but that unplugging it would be the same as turning the power strip on or off. Oh, I can't remember. Well, we'll figure it out. Okay, that time it didn't turn... See? I did the same exact thing, it didn't do anything. So this time, I'm going to have to jump start it. Which is fine. He says as he pokes the wrong things. Destroying his priceless prototype. I mean, I intend to tinker with this because it's mine. It's not a client's. I bought it, so I want to explore it. Let's see if it'll do anything now. Thank you, Ron. Eep! Fun Pippin facts. If left unattended, Pippin will eat all your lumpus bread. Oh, there we go. We got a screen. Now, Blue SCSI activity light is going. It looks like it's booting the game. I believe it's a PowerPC 603 system error occurred. Well, the mouse works. Restart. Will it actually restart? Okay. Well, I don't think that's supposed to happen. Let's hold down. Let's see what keyboard commands working here. Command, Control. Okay, so it will reboot. Let's see if I hold down Shift if anything happens. Hold down Shift. Probably going to do the same thing, but you never know. Blue SCSI is blinking up a storm. It's happy. It's making happy blinking noises. Well, it sounds. Sorry, system error occurred. Okay, well, it's obviously not happy. Update open transport. What was the I don't think I could get out of this, but at least the cursor works. Now, so that's what happens with retail games, which is interesting. Oh my gosh, 82 people. Hi. Yeah, listen to Ron. Can you like the video and subscribe and all that fun stuff? That'd be cool. We passed 20,000 subscribers, but you know, I want to slowly climb up to 21 and then be devastated when I don't. All right, so that happens with that. So now this is where there was some tinkering done. Let's see if I could figure this out. What was I gonna do? Where's that cable? Hold, please. There it is. So, I did try that upstairs, Showfox. It does the same exact thing. It will hang for longer, but it does the same exact thing. So I wanted to show an example of what that does. So for anybody who doesn't know, this Tucson disc, which is, I believe, spelled incorrectly on purpose or just for fun, was like an internal or a beta CD or whatever, and it's the only disc that will like boot to like a macOS environment or something like that on retail consoles, I believe. I could be wrong. This is all just go to blitter.net. This guy Keith knows a lot of this stuff. I'm just too excited and like a person with a new pet. I massage it and I pet it and all right. So let's put our SD card in our back here, and I'm gonna drag a different disk image to that. So this is that other disk that that Showfox was just mentioning. And we're gonna eject this, and we're gonna put it in here, and we're gonna see if we get anything different. But it might just crash again. So that's interesting. The light from the Pico is solid green. So I'm going to unplug that, plug it back in, and the Pippin turned on again. How about that? I don't know why. The SCSI implementation on this thing is probably bonkers. Yeah, and now it's not displaying anything on the screen. We should have gotten something on the screen by now. So yeah, this is a strange thing. Like, I have to power it on, then apply power to the SCSI, and then it turns... Wait, I forgot what I did last time. I think I just, like, repeated this until it, like, wanted to work. Do I have the back feed jumper on? No. The back feed jumper is off. The only jumper I have on is termination power and power on. Those are the only jumpers installed, Eric. This thing was never meant to use a hard drive, so... Alright, I think we're in a good spot now. So let's... the trick is just turn it on and off until it like does what you want it to do, which is going to make this a lot of fun. Okay. So try... Well, I would have to install a jumper, but I could try that. Okay, so this is with that Tucson CD. Last time I tried this before the stream, it did the same exact thing. So let's see. We got a solid blue activity light on the blue SCSI. Now it's blinking. This is the screen I got. Let's see if we get further. Probably not. Let me adjust the capture here. We're a bit cut off. There we go. A disc Tony Diaz put together. Very cool. Yeah, system error occurred. Not surprising. Now here's the really cool part, okay? Because Keith did clue me into this. Hey, Dominic. See you tomorrow, hopefully. Oh, boy. Let's restart this thing. Let me power this off again. Take this card. Plug this in. And let's see if it wants to appear on the desktop. Oh, boy. Come on. No computers want to work for me today. Come on. Come on, come on. There we go. Alright, so let's see if this wants to work again. So eject that. That's a great question, Eric. I'm not sure. He was more or less in charge of liquidating unsold Pippin inventory as part of his job as an electronics surplus store in Southern California. Ah, did not know that. Very cool. His disc was meant to show that it could be repurposed for kiosks and such. That is so cool. That is very, very cool. Alright, so that time I turned it on. The green light on the Pico is solid. So I'm just going to unplug and replug that just to reset it. Who knows? I'm going to jump it again. And for anybody just joining, wondering what the heck I'm doing, I don't know. Just plain and simple. You'd think I would know which one of these I'd have to jump by now. Unless I broke it already. Come on. Now it's not happy. What did I do? Did I just gum it up with, like, crap or something? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Sure. Why not? Okay, got the screen again. Now, the one time I booted this into this, if it works, it took a solid 5 minutes. So I'm going to set a stopwatch timer. And I'm not kidding you, this may take 5 minutes. So we're just going to sit here and wait. Check the flux capacitor. I don't think this model has that, but so while this boots up, I'll explain for anybody who just are tuning in what the heck this is this thing. This is a video game console that was made in 94, 95 by a company called Bandai, and Apple had a hand in hardware and software development in this thing. And look at that. There it goes. That was way faster than before. So it looks like a Mac, and it was never supposed to. You were never supposed to see this. And the mouse moves. And now it froze. And that is exactly how slow this thing is. You just gotta wait. You just gotta wait. This thing is so slow. I'm wiggling the mouse. Nothing is happening. You just gotta wait a second. There it goes. And... Okay, so my goal here today, because I compiled this on the PowerMac 8600 here. Keith was very handy in giving me some instructions. I can't even drag the window. It is so slow here. It's just freezing up. I mean, it is a 603 PowerPC processor, so it's no slouch, but from what Keith was explaining, it might just be like the prototype ROM cartridge is just like not fast. I don't know. Who knows? So this is a modified hard drive. Hard drive image. I believe it's the 753 image that Keith pointed me to. And so we're going to dump the ROM on there. And so under Mac 84 stuff, I think. We're going to wait for it to open the folder. We're going to wait here. And it's gonna just hang for a bit, but that's just what it does. All right, so we're gonna open this up, and Keith texted me some commands to run. So I'm gonna read those, and we're gonna dump the ROM from this, and because why not? It might be the only one in existence. Who knows? So let's get this going. Hold on, let me just scroll here, find the right thing. Okay, so let's do this. Oh boy. So I typed and it's just like sitting there. Oh, we'll wait. Got nothing else to do. Hopefully the keyboard works. Well, the mouse is moving. Do I have to click? Maybe? It doesn't like me typing. What's going on? Why are you no happy? We have a keyboard here. We can type. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Duh. I got so excited. Forgot to go to About This Mac and show you 5 whole megabytes of memory. Nobody should run macOS System 7.5 with that amount of memory. Nobody. Nobody. This is an unfortunate amount of memory. Oh, boy. So, Yeah, maybe the keyboard... I did a Command W to close the window. Let's see if the keyboard responds or if I have to swap out another keyboard. This is a very beautiful looking keyboard, but it could also just be a pile of crap and not work. 603 is the worst power PC. The 603 EV is okay, but there is a bottom port on this thing where you could put in like a 2 megabyte or 8 megabyte RAM expansion. And those are like the 8 megabyte one I think was the 2 megabyte one I saw on eBay recently, $250. So yeah, I guess we could explore that. But oh yeah, System 752. I didn't know why I thought 753, but 752. So that's our 5-minute timer. So that booted up much faster than I was expecting. Yeah, but Ron, I'm thinking I'll just find the RAM on the logic board and just desolder it. All right, this thing is not happy at all. And there goes my phone on the floor where it belongs. I'm sure other folks have one of those memory modules, and I'm sure they could take detailed photos of them. So $250 may not have to be spent on such a thing. But apparently the problem is the connector between that memory module and the board is like some proprietary BS. And so good luck. It's not a slot on the board. It's some like PowerBook style inverter ZIF connector doohickey. So this appears to just be like happy. Oh, all the memory is used. Just realized. Largest unused block. 0K. Alright. Gonna shut this down for a second. I'm gonna swap out the keyboard. This keyboard is in beautiful shape, but it does not appear to want to work. So let me just swap this out. Okay. Will RAM doubler work on this, Keith? Have you ever thought of these absurd things? Oh, God. All right. Let's see. See if it's just pushing the reset button. Nope. All right. So do our janky probing thing. There it goes. There's no RAM to put letters into. This is true. This is true. We already had to, when I booted this the first time, Keith instructed me to lower the amount of memory that Mac ROM terminal, whatever program was taking up, because it would not launch. It said it could not launch that amount of memory. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this is the keyboard I'm using now is the one I played with upstairs. The keyboard I used like 5 minutes ago, that was one that just I had here. I was using B-roll footage of it for the Macintosh Vintage Basics episode I did last week or the week before that. Blue SCSI is solid blue activity light. Now, just for funsies, I did try this with a mechanical hard drive, and it was not faster. So anybody thinking that the limitation may be on the SCSI emulation hardware here, no. No. Because that was, I did think, maybe there's some tomfoolery going on here. It doesn't understand what it is. Or, no, that's not the case. So we're going to sit here for a little bit. How's everyone doing today? Thank you for joining my stream. I don't even know where the YouTube window is to see how many people are watching because I'm too excited playing around with whatever this is. So far, it has not done too much, but I'm still excited to have it because it's an interesting piece of history. Memory module connector is unobtainium. Okay, that sucks, but I mean, it is what it is, I suppose. There we go. We have a white screen of comfort. And I think we should see an extension or two. 88 viewers, how about that? Like, subscribe, please. All that fun stuff. Help my channel grow. Share it? You want to share the thing, maybe? Oh, I think my phone is playing my stream. Yeah. That's great. Great job, Steven. You're a professional. Alright, so I think Apple Talk is off in this, which is good, because otherwise we would have ran out of RAM faster. Hey, Elemento! I didn't even have time to text you. Look what I've picked up. It's a prototypey Pippin with, yeah. None. Oh, goodness. Okay, that's the 5-minute timer again. Stop, please. And the mouse is frozen. Watch it. It'll be like the same port for like the modem or something that like, who cares? Thanks, Elemento. We'll see what we can do with this thing. Oh god, too many windows open. Okay, so let's try this one more time. I want to dump the ROM of this thing. I'm too eager. I'm expecting the snappiness of a Macintosh LC on System 6. And this is more of the snappiness of Mac OS 9 on a 6100 with like 16 megs of RAM. Okay, let's try and do some things here. Oh boy. Alright, so the mouse is frozen again. Please hold. Whenever the activity light is solid on the blue SCSI, I know I'm not supposed to do anything. So, yes, yeah, I know closing the windows does save memory. So, we're gonna do this as easily as we can. So I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna make an alias of this. That scared the bejesus out of me. There's a plant outside, and it brushed up against the window, and I thought it was like somebody looking at me. Let's not have a heart attack on the stream tonight. Alright, so let's go to the About menu again. Just to show this is a Pippin with 5 whole megabytes of memory. Running system software 7.5.2A3, system enabler 1.0B3. Yes, I did try and boot a vanilla version of the Mac OS. No, it does not boot. So yeah, that's that question answered. The Flash thing has active PPP preferences in it for some reason. All right, let's try and do what we were supposed to do and dump this ROM to see if it's special. I don't know. We'll figure it out. The activity light is solid. All right. Typing a letter. I could type a letter. Progress. Okay. CD. Volumes. Pippin. Oh, I did not do the... No, I did. Whoops. I held down the wrong one. It's going to, like, take a minute and then it's going to delete. All right. Pippin. HD. Mac. ROM. Let's name it Pippin. ROM. Steve. Bin. All right. Let's just double check this here. CD volume is Pippin HD. No, Siri, go away. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the Pippin. You're not a Pippin. Maybe you're derived from one. Let's just hit enter, see what happens. Maybe that enter button doesn't work. Let's hit return, see what happens. That button seems to work. I don't know if it did anything. We have to take up more memory and open this window. This maybe it's solid. I might have had a typo, probably. We'll just wait for the whole thing to redraw. Oh boy. Alright, so let's do it as 2. It's probably 2. I'm just reading it wrong. That's all right. I done goofed with my typing. It's gonna take like a minute to respond. Yes. I know. It's now I know. You know when you're too excited and you can't do anything properly? That's what I'm going with here. Sys Mac ROM Pippin ROM Steve. Go. I guess we wait until it gives the little dealy. The activity light is solid, so it's doing stuff. It's blinking now. Alright. Gonna quit this. Oh. Now we have to wait. Pippin is fast! Whoever thought 5 megabytes of memory was enough to run like CD-ROM titles, I'd love to have a conversation with that person. Was 8 megabytes like really out of budget? There we go. Pippin ROM, Steve, 4 whole megabytes. Let's shut this sucker down. Oh, it's supposed to be 2 separate commands. Okay, yeah. Well, we got it now. Let's shut this down. We'll take our SD card out and put it into the computer. I'm going to send this to our friend Keith here. I think he would be interested in this. So let me get this file out of this image. I'm gonna use the emulator. I'm sorry you can't see this. It is nothing too fancy. We're mounting a disk image here. Well, first we have to select it. There we go. And we're gonna boot into an emulator. And going to... Wow, this emulator is fast compared to this stupid Pippin. Alright, we're gonna drag that. Let's see, drag it to our shared files. There we go. Where the heck did I... Where's that folder? What the hell? Hold, please. Huh? Huh? Why is that folder there? Hold on. I'm trying to find out where the hell I put things. There it is. Alright, jeez. Let me, Alright. Gee, my goodness. There we go. That only took, like, way too long. Take this SD card out. Alright. Pippin ROM has been dumped. I have no clue if it's any different than anything else. But if anybody knows, Keith will. So, he should have that in his possession soon. My goodness. Alright, let's put the SD card back in here. I don't know what else to do now. Oh, you know what? I do know something to do. I'm gonna mount a CD and see if we can run the software. I doubt we can. Don't worry, RetroFox. You didn't miss much. Let's where'd I put the other CD? Too excited. There. Let's put Marathon on here. I doubt it'll have enough memory to launch the darn thing, but we'll see what happens. Put the SD card in there. Too excited. Power on the Pippin. Using a janky screwdriver. and it turned on, hopefully. Is the ROM on the DIMM module in the back? The ROM is... You can't see it unless I go full screen. It's there. That's where the ROM is. Oh, now it's booting off of the CD, which it's going to fail at. Yeah. Expected that. Let's see if it responds to keyboard commands. Holding down soda, which should reverse the SCSI ID. Which is Shift Option Delete Apple or Command. And it's still doing that anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna physically change the ID. The hard drive ID is 1 and the CD is 3. So maybe it's just not listening to the commands. Let's do a little switcheroo. I pooped my pants if so works. Oh boy. Let's not rely on silliness. Alright, so let's put the hard drive on ID 2 because it seems to want to boot from that sooner, and we'll put the CD on ID 1. How about that? Let's eject this. I mean, also the Pippin was never designed to have, like, I guess 2 things booting, 2 things connected to it or whatever, so. Alright. Would help if it was, you know, power strip was on. Left-handed mouse. Well, the idea is like usually like what, 3 or 4, depending on the system. But the Pico light is solid green, but that doesn't seem to matter because the other lights are blinking. It still wants to boot from this. I mean, the restart command works. Let me hold down C, see what happens. Pippin apologizes. Yes, the Pippin is a Bandai console, partnership with Apple. Blah, 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 blah. Read the Wikipedia if you want all the correct nonsense. But if I didn't call it an Apple Pippin, nobody would have clicked on the stream. Okay, it's doing this again. What the hell? Let's see. I did see that, Ron. The RAM connector might be a Hyros FXL11L #-68PSV. Your guess would be as good as mine, sir. But that's that would be cool if we could find that out. Let's how could I do this? We should run the blue SCSI toolbox on the Pippin and mount the CD that way. Oh, it would take up all the memory, I'm sure. I want to do that. I want to do that. Let's do that. Why not? let's do useless things. Oh boy, oh boy. All right, first off, I have to. All right, let me share. Let me share the emulator screen because this might be a little bit here. We might be in emulator land too long to look at a color bar thing. All right, so I have to select this. I have to download the latest Blue SCSI Toolbox. I don't think it's on this machine. So let's go here and click on that. I agree to these terms and will use it on a Blue SCSI that's cursed inside of a Pippin. They weren't planning on this insanity. Okay. Let's add this hard disk image here. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. That's not the right one. What am I doing? I'm too excited to clicking around like an idiot. There we go. Save. Quit. Boot up an emulator. Now we can share the screen. Window capture. Wrong window. There we go. Oh, it's all tiny. Yeah, you don't need to see my face. There we go. Commissioned by Bandai. All right. Okay, so got our blue SCSI toolbox here. And let's just drag the whole thing to the Pippin hard drive. Sounds like I'm saying flippin'. Flippin' Pippin. All right. Got a lot of stuff on here. Yeah, let's put that on there too. Why not? Let's shove a bunch of crap on here. So the CD changer. Yes. Read me. Always read the instructions, folks. Creative directory called CD3, where 3 is a SCSI. Place any number of CD images and open the CD app to switch between them. Okay. Cool. So let's do that. Let's shut her down. I'm going to make a folder called CD3. And I'm going to put a non-bootable disk in there as the first one, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I can do. What disk images do I have on here? I'm assuming that's what I should do. I should put a disk in there that it's not going to do anything with, and then I could switch to it. Because otherwise it just seems to want to boot to that. And yeah, here's an unbootable CD. Okay, so I guess it's just alphabetical, Eric? I'm just going to name this ACD. So I have a directory named CD3. There are 2 discs in there. One is Super Marathon and one is ACD. And this one will be the Tucson, and I cannot spell, so I'm just naming it Pippin T. Alright, let's close that. Let's eject this. Let's see if anything happens. We'll get back to the. Sorry, Norton. You've overstayed your welcome here. All right, let's go back to whatever we're doing here. Let's try it again. Again, power strip on would be helpful in this situation. All right. We're pimping the Pippin. Pippin? I don't know. Cheap laughs. And we're getting nothing on the screen again. Yay! There's I'm sure that backfeed connector is the culprit. Maybe I have to do something. I don't know. Or I broke it. That's also very possible. Yeah, not happy. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is turn it on, give power to the system. I hear the power supply click on. Then I'm plugging in the micro USB port to the blue SCSI. Go. Nope. It's not happy again. So I find that, just keep turning it on and off like that time. And it didn't turn on, and then you're good. So let's try it again. I will probably solder some switch to this. And if you're saying, oh no, you're soldering stuff to a prototype, well, that's what they did from the factory. So, and by factory, I mean some guy's garage or apartment corner thing. I wish it was a 603E. Yeah, I think a lot of us do.
Pippin.
Oh, it just rebooted. It seemingly just rebooted. I guess it really wants to boot from a CD, huh? Gee, I wonder why. It's almost like it was designed to do that. Oh, no, there it goes. Thank you, Gupon. That is very right. It might be trying to eject the CD. I don't know what the hell this is. Get this crap out of here. Alright, sweet. Doing stuff now. This is uncharted territory. Make my stupid face a bit bigger. It's not stupid, it's just, you know, not the focus of what everyone's here for. Let me burn my face into everyone's plasma TV. RAM doubler won't work, virtual memory won't work, speed doubler, however it does work, is a huge help if you're playing 68K games. So you're saying I should desolder the 603 and resolder a 603E on this, Keith? Is that what you're saying? Holy crap, there's a CD. First implementation of CD being mounted probably in decades on this thing. There's the Mac 84 poster kit, which was a thing I made for a video that nobody watched. It's like 700 people watched it or something. Lights are flickering. That can't be good. Yeah, I did this video about these stupid clip art things, this Jurassic Park and this Street Fighter clip art thing. They were terrible. And I encourage people to download this and try it for themselves. But the software was super buggy and it was crap, so nobody did, and I don't blame them. Swap it for a 604E. Haunted prototype. Quick Draw is not native on Pippin. Oh, God. I'm glad some of you watched it. Oh, very well done, Aperture Laboratories. Well done. Yes, and Keith is who I'm asking about all this stuff, because I know, like, any stupid questions I have, he's run into those before. All right, let's change the. Let's see if we could change the CD. Sweet, Super Marathon. Don't error out. Don't error out. Don't error out. Yay! Eric, your code executes beautifully on a 603. All right, look what we got here. M1 marathon.ppc. All right, and we have, I'm assuming this is Marathon 2. All right. Let's look at the system folder. What the heck is in here? Pippin launch. Of course, why not? Oh yeah. I've done this before, and I saw Keith post a photo of this. If you, because I was trying to get this to boot from a vanilla thing of macOS before Keith told me I'm an idiot and don't do that. I cobbled together some weird installer and I hid this startup screen, and it says like something like but you shouldn't know that, or you shouldn't see that, or something like that. It says like welcome to Pippin or welcome to Macintosh, and it's very funny. But yes, this is crazy. I'm excited. All right, so let's close all the windows to save every ounce of memory we can. And I want to try launching a Pippin app and just watching this thing explode. There's not enough memory. Oh no! Well, let's just tell it. There's preferred memory. Yeah, I guess if you like were rich and you had that card. Let's make an alias of this. Yes, let's make it on the desktop and save our precious kilobytes here. If you boot holding down Shift instead of extensions disabled, it says that's okay. I didn't see it either. That's right. That's what it. Okay, that's what I saw. All right. Memory requirements will decrease by 248K. Virtual memory is turned on. Well, we can't do that, pal. And I can't change this, I guess, because it's on a CD. That doesn't make any sense, does it? Yeah. Find original. Info. Can I not change this? I guess not, because I can't click on it. Oh, this is fantastic. This is what the Macintosh experience is all about, folks. You can't even run the applications that are designed for this. What type of prototype is this? Oh, that's right. I can copy things to the hard drive. Durr. Sorry. I'm too excited and it's late-ish. Nope. System froze up again. It's thinking. Now it's not thinking. I wonder if I should have a fan blowing on those processor heat sinks 6 hours later. Oh boy. There's an app to force quit the Finder and launch apps, oh boy. Let's break it more. I wonder if it froze up. It might really not be happy of us copying so many things. Because there's probably like 30 megabytes to copy. I'm not giving this to Sean. I can install Linux on this myself and brick it. I do have a MK Linux that I believe is only designed for a PowerPC 601. I did buy that CD off eBay and archive it. This poor little thing. Yeah, Sean, what flavor... And he's probably not sticking around still. But if he has... Sean, what flavor of Linux would you run with only 5 megabytes of memory? We have no activity on the Blue SCSI right now. I'm going to give it a minute or so, but I do think it has frozen itself. 601 would be better. Who's ever said that? Yeah, PowerPC 601 is better. 15 solid seconds and no change. Sorry if I'm not too attentive to the chat today. I'm just focused on whatever the heck I'm doing here. Ooh. Unified 16K of cache. Okay, yeah, this froze. This is coming up on a solid minute here. That activity light has not done anything once. Should I just reboot it? Oh, boy. So what can you do with the prototype Pippin? Stuff. All right. While this does this, I'm gonna let it sit for a second. Just because I do have things I want to show you that I could do in the meantime. The Pippin was not the only thing I acquired in this lot, and you're gonna see more deep dives of this stuff in the future. But there's nothing on the flash disk. There's like a preference file, unfortunately. I want to show you some real cool stuff. And make sure I have everything here. Hold on. First up is this. This was shoved in. There's some documentation and stuff that came with the Pippin. I don't have all of it in this bin, but this is some of it. Blueprint for the Decade, an overview of Apple technology and strategies. Pretty cool little design there. I do love that. I think that is really neat. Blueprint for the Decade, 1991. John Scully and Michael Spindler's names are all over this thing. Look at that little roadmap. Oh man, I could totally use that in my Mac Clones video. Because Pink is mentioned. Oh yes. Perfecto. Alright. System strategy overview. Look at that. Look at that. Let's focus. Come on, there we go. System 7, AUX. Pink and blue were code names for different flavors of a future operating system that Apple was fussing with. They were internal names of like Project A, Project B. They just called them pink and blue. Yeah, so Macintosh on RISC. Oh, this, I gotta scan this in. because the next Mac Clones episode is all about PowerPC and Apple nearly getting acquired and all that fun stuff. Oh, I love stupid diagrams like this. That's great. Look at that. Look at that network. That's cool. In this folder, there's also some other stuff. These are photocopies of drawings. And I'll... Oh, sorry, Daner. Photocopies of drawings. And these will become very prevalent in a second. We are still hanging here. I think this is frozen. But we'll let it sit for a while. I have other things to talk about. Photocopies of drawings. You may be thinking, that doesn't look like a Pippin. It kind of does and it doesn't. Let's see. Here's a magazine I got with this collection here. I did see that in the stream. And I'm going to talk to you about this later, Joe. I need the details. So this is a Mac User European magazine from March 31st, 1995. It says Pippin exclusive. Whoopsies. We review Apple's new games and multimedia player. That doesn't look like a Pippin, right? And if we go to that article in here, and yes, I will scan this, folks, because this magazine is... Trust me, I tried to find a copy, and I could not. Oh man, all the beautiful crap. Look at this! I love this stupid ad. I've seen it so many times. That's like me with my Quadra 840 AV. Oh boy. Apple Color Star Rider 2400 ad? Yes, please. Just inject it in my brain. Look at these graphics. PowerPC. Yeah, how are you shoving a CD drive into a PowerBook 500? Anyway, 102 people watching. Hello. Yeah, you're going to want to keep watching for the next few moments because I'm about to blow your minds, hopefully, maybe, kind of, sort of. All right, so let's get to the main topic of this. Apple plans hybrid Mac with a built-in PowerPC processor. Okay, sure they do. All right, where's the Pippin article here? We got Super Mac. We got Adobe. Hold on, gotta go to the index here. Live, Steve looking up things, page 64. Which this thing had. Even 6 megabytes of memory would be better. Ooh, a System 7.5 advertisement. That's cool. Let's get a better look at that. That's cool. All right. So page 64. I went too far. Sorry, it's easier to do this if you're not like holding it in the middle of the air. Here we go. Apple's game plan. You might be saying, that doesn't look like a Pippin, but... I got something cool here. This is really cool. This is super cool. This is a mock-up, a hardware mock-up of a Pippin whatever. I don't know if it was like just a mock-up for whatever reason. And when I say mock-up, it's a mock-up. There are a few of these floating around online. There are loose parts inside. This does not really function. This is a mock-up made for publications, probably events, conferences, trade shows, all that. Yeah, exactly what Keith is saying here. You know, this thing was made to like get people excited about this thing. So they probably made only a handful of these things. I've seen some with CD-ROM drives and riser cards and stuff populated. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to shut off the Pippin here, which is just helplessly frozen at this point. Let me unplug this one-handedly here, so we get a better look at this thing without it floating in the air. And I'll be doing like detailed stuff on this when I get time, but I was really super excited to want to show all this stuff because let's just say that there was some red tape involved of making sure I could say certain things and making sure everything was 100% mine before I was doing anything with it. So here we go. All right, let's take a look at this. This is really cool. So it looks like a VCR or something like that, right? We got a open close button, which is kind of just glued on. We have two ADB ports. We have a headphone jack, and we have this big power button, which is not really a button. The back here, we have monitor, SCSI, S-video, and composite out. But it looks like that actually says compo. Okay. We have a printer port, a modem port, and RCA audio in and out, and a reset and interrupt button. Now, there is one screw on this that holds this together. And I'm not going to lose this screw. I'm going to put it behind me. And I want to show you what's inside of this thing. Yeah, this was glued to here to make it look like there was a power supply in here. It was actually glued in like this. So there is no power supply in my unit. I've seen ones with power supplies. There's no power supply in this unit. Prepare to be underwhelmed. There is one that was floating around on YouTube, and I think there was even one posted to Reddit that had a CD-ROM drive here, a riser card here, and some tomfoolery going around. This board here is a PowerMax 6100 board. That's all it is. What is kind of interesting, though, is there's this riser card here, which is where this video connector is coming from, because the 6100 had the HDI 45 connector, which has been desoldered manually from the 6100 board. And so we have this mezzanine card, which you see a bunch of these traces, including the S-video and the composite video. You see all these traces going everywhere. You see lines for things. It says 12 volts here. It says Apple Computer Mezzanine Board, 1994, made in USA. 12 volts, so Javier will be proud. And that's basically it. You also have the ADB ports there. But this mezzanine board, from as much as I've been able to grasp here, obviously, if this were a functional demo unit, like there might have been at like an event or a trade show or behind the doors or whatever, it would have been functional. There's no CD-ROM drive here. My door is glued shut. So this might not have been the one in that magazine photo because the door is glued, or maybe, this was glued afterwards. I don't have all the information. But there's a fan with a very long header. There is some sacrificed power brick thingamajig that was in here. And there is a sliced up cable which goes to left and right audio. And this would have plugged in somewhere. Probably on a riser card or the CD drive or whatever might have been in one of these types of prototype cases. But this is, to me, absolutely freaking cool. I love the Apple set-top box prototypes from back in the day. And this is right up that alley. It just screams that. The case is pretty cool to look at. I love the shape of this thing, and I would absolutely love to recreate a box like this and shove the internals of something in there and make it go. I think that would be pretty darn cool. But, yeah. But the coolness does not stop here, folks. This is just one of the things I wanted to show you. Let me put this back in here. It's going to rattle. In fact, I do have some tape. I guess I could use Captain Tape, but that's kind of expensive. Where's my electrical tape? Somewhere's the electrical. Oh, you know what? Thanks to my good friend Joe of Joe's Computer Museum, I got some blue tape. So we're gonna use some blue tape here. So Keith, since you were responsible for digging around at the ROM file I sent you, would you like to tell some folks some of the outcome of what you may had determined from the file I sent? Anything interesting? Alright, we're going to put that back. We're going to put this case back here, which has seen some things. But I think this is really cool, even if it's just a paperweight. So Keith says there are 3 versions of the ROMs shipped in retail Pippin units. There we go. That looks a little bit fancier now, even though it's still waffling around. Oh, but this is so cool. I just love the whole look of this thing. Let's story time. Let's read about these information about these ROMs. Version 1.0. This is what's in most of the white Bandai Atmark units. The most common Pippin model. Very cool. Let me, where'd the bag go? Here. Put this back in its little bag. Some more cool things to show you in one moment. There's version 1.2, and that is in some Atmarks and most Atworld units. The Atworld unit was the US model. Yes, Bandai tried. Yes, that's the thing about this. If you go search for Pippin, you're going to find a lot of stuff. And I almost bought one of those Atworld units when I was in high school, I think. One was on eBay. It was like $300 or $400. It wasn't that much, but still way out of my price range, but I never bought it. Version 1.2 added the ability to connect a magneto-optical drive to the docking slot on the other side of the unit, so folks with 1.0 ROMs that wanted that feature could send off to get theirs replaced. Yeah, the ROM is socketed, and good reason that it was. That's great. YouTube is telling me it's a great time to insert ads. Dave, I did not say hi to your super chat. I am very sorry. Too excited to even read things. I apologize. Eep, thank you very much, Dave, for the very generous super chat. Check out Dave's Vintage Apple Tech. He does very long live streams on Sunday with like a gaggle of people. It's a lot of fun. Go there, subscribe, all that stuff. Thank you very much, Dave. Steve, love this top secret stuff. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. I love this stuff too. Thank you very much. Eep. Alright, version 1.3 came with very few Atmark and Atworld units, but all the Cats Media and Arbor Sense units? Okay. Thank you very much, Dave. Again, sorry for the delay. I do get to things. I'm just a bit slow. It's a Friday. I'm allowed to be lazy and slow. Cats Media and blah, 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 2 licenses of the Pippin platform very late in the platform's life. Yeah, this thing didn't last too long, unfortunately. Now, before you get excited about leaving just yet, I do have this too. This is a hardware foam mock-up of the prototype we just looked at. It looks like it's either been deformed or some mice have been chewing on it over the years. But this is really freaking cool. This is really cool. It's just a piece of foam, and it's seen some things, but it's really cool, like, just to help tell the story of this thing. So, I think that was neat. Put that back in the bin there. All the ROMs have been dumped and are well preserved. Fantastic. Oh, and there's, what else is there? Oh, this thing. Foam version is faster than the prototype. In addition to the retail ROM, there exists a ROM that frequently mistaken for a prototype, but was actually 1.0 with security disabled for development QA testing. Very cool. Okay, now this I'm going to be careful with because the plastic is rattling. There's one more piece of hardware I have here. See if I can open this up without breaking it. It's a floppy drive. It's a floppy drive for the Pippin. This plastic does feel textured. I believe it is textured. So this would be maybe a final one? Sample for evaluation only. Okay. But it does have the Atmark brand on it. So this is probably like just like an engineering sample or whatever. But unfortunately, you can see the plastic is cracked there and there. Because I think the unit slides into that, and this was probably just placed on top of it. But there's a floppy drive. How useful is that with only 5 megs of RAM? Who knows? But there is a floppy drive. Carefully put this back. Now Steve, no. Now what Steve wants me to say. Yes, please elaborate. A flopping. Here all week, folks. Has not been dumped or documented online. So we have something unique. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's exciting. It's not as exciting because it can't boot anything, seemingly. It can't play any games. But it's not documented, so that's neat. It predates the ROM found in the dev kits. Wow. That's cool. Well, I'm glad we dumped the ROM, so other people could tinker around with this stuff. Might as well. Why keep it? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what to do. I'm not that smart. That is awesome. See, this is why I love figuring out these things, because it's like helping tell the story of like the development of this stuff, and also like preserving it, but also like sharing it and exploring it, because Keith knows way more about this stuff than I do. What sense would it be for me to have this thing and I'm not going to dump the ROM and devalues? Who cares? Enjoy, have it, explore. That's so cool. It's not the earliest Pippin ROM known, but it might be the earliest ROM made available to developers back in the day. Developers. That is so cool, Keith. Oh, man. So is there like a date code on this thing or something? Or a version? I'm assuming there has to be something like that. But that's really cool. That's really cool. Also something else really cool to show in 1 second. I just want to finish reading what Keith has to say. And hello, all 92 of you. Hi. Hope you're subscribed and junk, because we're going to be deep diving into some of this stuff. There exists an earlier Pippin ROM with a boot process that looks just like a PCI Power Mac. Question mark, floppy disk, and all. That's awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, Bitman, it's one of those things where it's like, look, no one's around forever, okay? And I'm painfully aware of that. And I have a lot of cool crap. And I have the rare opportunity to explore a lot of this stuff. I'm not afraid. I'm not going to damage anything, but I'm not afraid to explore things. And I'm not afraid to desolder something and look under it. And I would be nowhere without other people doing the same thing, who are willing to help me look at something or figure out something or determine if something is a different version of whatever, or just help solve a problem. So I'm happy to pay it forward in what little way I can. Awesome. All right, so this is really cool. So this is a folder, and I think some of these are photocopied. Well, let me try and get the other camera. That would probably be best for this. Hold, please. Where's my thingamajig? There we go. Above camera, go! All right. All right, let's try and take a look at this. Now, I will be scanning this stuff in. I really, honestly, have not looked at all of what's inside of here. There were some photocopied stuff, but I think some of these may be original. And I apologize for the glare. But these are sketches and drawings of that Pippin unit. Either the set-top box model or the proprietary model, whatever it is. There's a string at the end of the toolbox portion of Steve's Pippin ROM here. That's what I think is the closest to a date. December 7th, 1995. Wow. Yeah, no, the ROMs aren't interchangeable. It's not a Mac. It's a weird hybrid thing. Here, let me just prop this up. That gives us you a pretty good look here. Game Boy Color, I did a little video about. I resurrected the memory, or the ROM file. What was it? I fixed a desoldered chip in it. So these look like the paper's very thin. Oh my goodness. I probably should get a better folder for this. This is just what it came with. But these are very cool concepts. Yeah, here. I think there's a photocopy of this one, although the photocopy had more scribbles on it. Oh, this is so cool. I love the design of this one. That looks really cool. I need to have Dane to Siberia mock some of these up. And I will be scanning these in. Oh, this is so neat. Some of these I can tell are photocopies, but some of these might be photocopies with like marker drawn on top of them. Who knows? But look at this stuff. This is fantastic. We get a bit closer to... this is a very chonky design. Looks like a web TV almost. I love this. That's cool. 25, 23, 21, 12. Man, how many mock-ups were there? So cool. Is there paper in between this? Is there a letter? Or is this drawn on the... What's going on here? Hold on. What is... Nope. Make sure no one's name is on this or anything. Well, these people have all moved on now, but this is information about some... Oh, this is something... This is paper from that design firm. That's just an Apple Tape 20, Scuzzy. You're not fooling me. This is a paper from a design firm talking about something. Here is some AutoExec.bat business. But these appear to be originals. Someone was doodling on spare paper they had. And that is freaking cool. We're going to put this back in there until I can scan this. Yes, Joe, this appears to be originals. I should be wearing gloves. As I'm nervously trying to put this back in here. These are beautiful. Oh man, that's cool. I don't know if it was Frog Design or who was doing it. Maybe there's more pages that say there's a signature or something. I don't know. I only glanced at this before, but yeah, this is really cool stuff. I've never seen any of these before. Yeah, here are some of the photocopied stuff. There are some loose photocopies with this just shoved in a folder. There's also more Pippin documentation. I have to find the exact folder for that. Oh, that's so cool. Look at that with like the optical drive placement. Oh, that's neat. This is really slick. That's a really slick design. A lot of these are. Wow. Future or something? Future TEL? Future Tel? Is what they wrote on there. Wow, that is fantastic. Yeah, this very much might be along those lines, Keith, and would very much explain why that box was shown off early. Maybe that was an earlier concept, or maybe these were taken afterwards. Unfortunately, I don't see any dates on these. The only date that was on this paper here that this person sketched on, I'm going to carefully attempt to pull that back out. I think there was a date on there. October 17th, 1994. But this was a scrap piece of paper, so who knows when this was actually drawn. But that's the only date that I see in here. Now's a good time to plug my Patreon, because this stuff was not cheap. I am not disclosing certain details because I'm not allowed to, but this was not cheap. Was not cheap. Underline, underscore, bold print, H1 type. But I thought it was very important to make sure that this was in someone's hands who would take care of this and share it. And that's what I intend to do. But if you do like these sorts of things and do want to support my archiving efforts, please consider supporting me on Patreon or YouTube membership. There's another typo here. This does not seem to be Pippin related, but Taylor and Chu Industrial Design, San Francisco. This is about some camera thingamajig that they are doing, which is probably unrelated to this. But again, scrap piece of paper. All artists know any piece of paper is a good piece of paper. Does this have a date on it? October 1994. So that does sync well with this 1994 theory. There are some other pieces of documentation I do have to find. I don't think any of it is as elaborate as this. But you can't see my face. Sorry. I am all smiles right now. This is freaking cool, man. This is awesome. I am totally scanning the hell out of all this. We'll take some time, though. And I have 2 scanners, and both of them are being pains in the butt recently, so hopefully they don't break, because those are the only ones I got. Only good ones I got, rather. Yeah, I mean, see, that's what's exciting about this. Because not only do we have a physical hardware model, but we have some drawings. And the sky's the limit with 3D printing and model making and all sorts of creative folks. If you want to, like, replicate one of these things, it's not impossible to do so. My good friend Ron and my good friend Gutbomb, who were in the chat earlier, they just did a very cool collaboration project where they're basically making, like, a case for a Mac SE, SE30 or whatever, and Gutbomb designed this beautiful, like, Mac 2 SI-S case with a floppy drive and SD card slot for a SCSI emulator and all this stuff. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So this is too excited. Oh, thank you very much, I80386SX, and I always have to pronounce your name carefully because numbers are hard. Thank you very much for the super chat. Yep. The Tokyo the Tokyo Toy Show was in June 1995, so Apple had to have something ready to show by then. Hey, Mr. Lurch, how's it going? Arg farg stackle them. Sorry, let me scroll up. Sounds like it might have been the same firm. Timing is right. Yeah, this is very exciting. Oh, Gupam, put the link to your thingamajig in here, please. The video that you and Ron did announcing your project, because that is cool, and I'm totally going to make one or print one if my 3D printer is not going to be dumb. I know, Veronica, I know, and we got it to boot up, and the ROM is different, and it wasn't preserved, and now it is. But Veronica, wait, look. I got goodies. I put it away, but I'll show you because you're cool. You see this this thing that looks like a Pippin? That was like a press thingamajig? I have one now. And not only that, we have beautiful, absolutely beautiful, most of them seem to be original, designs of like 8,000 different variants of that beautiful box. I mean, how freaking cool is this? All going to be archived, all will be uploaded somewhere freely. Super excited about all this. Super duper excited. My goodness. I'm overwhelmed. I'm simply overwhelmed. Oh boy. Okay, sorry, let me scroll up here. How deep is the technical documentation? How deep is the technical documentation available for the Pippin? Yes, Keith seems to be working on some very cool stuff. So let's stay tuned to Keith's website, blitter.net, BLITTER.net. There's a social media on there as well. Bitman says, gotta support the effort. Thanks to you for sharing this awesome stuff. Happy to do it. If it does no good to anybody or the community, this stuff collecting dust in my basement. Happy to share it. Leaky caps of the Pippin family. Maybe the power supply. Everything else seems to be solid state. So, but that's not all, folks. And there's more. If you order now, this is not Pippin related, but he said, but. I bet I left the box upstairs. Hold on. Let me see if it's over here. Okay, so this was also included in some of the stuff I bought, and this is not the exact one. This is a different one, but it's the same thing. The one I have that I just acquired is in much better condition, which is why I acquired it, at least physical condition. This is an assistive technology freestyle tablet. It's a Macintosh clone-ish tablet. And that'll clean off. This is not the one I paid for. Paid for as part of this lot, I will say. But this is the style of that. This is a parts one that I think works, but unfortunately it was dropped before it was given to me. Very unfortunate. And this plastic is very, very brittle. I think I have that piece floating around somewhere. But this is basically a PowerBook 5300 with a touch screen, and that's basically it. But the coolest thing about this is I've got some documentation to go along with it. 2 whole freaking binders of documentation. And why is this important? Well, years ago, I got one of these things. And I was very excited by it because I think I got them at the Trenton Computer Show or something like that. What is this? Well, these are more things related to that. I got it at the Trenton Computer Festival or show or whatever show I went to that had it for sale, and I got it at a good price or something. I forget exactly. This was like so old, so long ago. Ron, Dana, and the problem was that it booted and everything, but there was no restore disk for it, and any apps on there were just like that's what it was. Years later on eBay, someone had one, but they wanted like $500 for it, and they wouldn't rip the CD for me. So I was super excited to look inside this companion folder and find a CD-ROM. And you bet your butt that is already uploaded on Macintosh Garden because of me. Because that, I believe, is the only copy of this software that I've ever seen the media of in person. I've saw one on eBay. That's the only copy of the software. This includes the Mac OS and all the accessibility software that's made for this tablet. This tablet was an accessibility focused design, and I will be happy to dive into that one day. Now I have all the pieces, so I can actually talk about it. There's a little blurb about the system requirements there. I guess you could use this on a different Mac. Come on, focus, please. If you bought the software separately. I don't know, but that serial number seems to associate with this, Companion 1.1. So I'm guessing maybe all they could buy was like 2 CD-ROM holders. But the documentation here, I believe, only references 1 CD-ROM. The documentation is in mint condition. Thankfully, it is in this binder here, so it should be fairly easy to scan. And then there's this binder here, which has the beautiful picture of the tablet on it. This is sealed, folks. We have one installation thing that I put in there. from that was floating around, but this is sealed. Quick reference, user manual, OS guide, and reference. This is all sealed. No one's ever opened it up. So, as if I didn't have more things to archive that have been like sitting around waiting to be archived. I have that. And then this folder, I believe, is random odds and ends. Yeah, there's a thing showing the OS and the interface that you have there. And I think there are, yeah, it's like quick start activity number 2. I think there's even a product registration form. Yes. Product registration form for it with the serial number on there and everything. Very, very cool. Yes, it is very eWorld-esque, which I just love it even more. But this stuff has been sitting in this folder for so long that registration card like transferred its ink to the other thing, so that's why I put it in the folder. So that's one more thing to archive for me to do in the future, whenever that is. And yeah, I've been waiting for a while to share this stuff with you folks. I'm just super excited. There's so much to explore. Oh, thank you very much, Saul. So yeah, to plug my own crap for a second. I mean, it's my stream. I guess I could do whatever I want. I do have some silly shirts. I do not make a fortune off of them. I make like $1 or so that just helps cover like returns and junk of people who nobody has done this yet, who may return things or whatever. I make like $1 or so on them. Let me find the thingamajig. There it is. Click the button. There we go. View the thing. I don't know what I'm doing. It takes time. Sorry, folks. Nope. Still won't fit. Come on, window. Go. That's close enough. There's me, and I have crap for sale. You could buy it if you want. You don't gotta. I got shirts. I got my product lineup shirts, which people seem to be amused by. I'm amused by them. So we got the Mac ones, and we got the clone ones. Then we have a sorry button. Hat tip to my friend Colin for that. It was my idea that I got from his video, but it was really funny. To just like put something on it, just a sorry on it. I don't know, it's just dumb. So it happens. I like the green. Then we have these, which have different serial ports on it. Both the 128, 512 style ports, and have a newer one here with the serial ports. I drew all these by hand, referencing the original icons with like 1 millimeter away from my face, and the Phil and Scuzzy shirt, which I think is funny because we're all feeling scuzzy sometimes. There's a few other things on here. They got hats. I think there's mugs or whatever. Mouse pads are good. They're good quality. I have bought almost everything that I've made here because I wanted to make sure the quality was good, because I've bought things. We've all bought things before where you think it's going to be like something cool and it turns out to be crap. But I bought most of these things here to test them out, and they're great. So if you would like to buy something, shop.mac84.net is the thing to go to. You do support me by like $1 or so if you do it. If you don't want to buy anything, you don't gotta buy anything. But in case you want, there you go. Yeah. I'm like, my voice is hoarse now because I've been like excitedly talking about this for 2 hours. Excuse me. Oh, nice. But yeah, so I don't know if I'm wrapping up, but to summarize, there's been a lot going on. So we have a Pippin prototype that is this thing here, and we have a SCSI emulator plugged into it right now, the Blue SCSI version 2, and an ADB port dangling off the front. There's that weird connector for the extra memory, which really looks like a modem port. Where's a PowerBook modem when you need one? Where's the PowerBook modems when you need one? Because darn it, it really does look similar. I doubt it is, but wouldn't that be hilarious? Nice, Dana. Will you do merch of that secret message of Pippin is? You know what? I think I have to. I think I'll do that this weekend. I'll tweet it or Mastodon post or whatever when I do that. Good luck finding it. Hold on. Let me think straight here for a second. Where have I seen that modem before? Hold, please. Does PowerBook have a modem? No, this is too new to have a modem. We're going down weird pathways here, man. We're looking for modems in all the wrong places. I wonder if, because I think the iMac G3 modem is the same, and I have a board of that is just hanging around here somewhere. I'm very curious now. Keith, have you inspected those closely together? Curious of your opinion on that. It's not. Okay. Hey, I mean, you gotta try sometimes. Can't fault me for trying. Apple is Pippin you. God, there's so many stupid puns I can make. So anyway, I will be exploring this thing further. I cannot underestimate the amazing work that Keith has done for the Pippin and other awesome things. But I really would not. I mean, I don't know much about this at all, but I would know even less without his assistance. So kudos to him, and kudos to everybody else who's keeping weird things alive like this Pippin, because like it's weird. Just look at it. It's weird. Pippin ain't easy. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh, I am like literally exasperated and tired because I've been like on the edge of my seat getting this stuff to work and digging through that bin. Fun times, though. Fun times. I have a few other things I would like to play around with coming up soon. I would love to do standalone videos on some of this stuff, but I just wanted to do a live stream, get some of this stuff out in the open, and that way when I do a video about it, it's like more information we could deep dive on. I will be archiving a lot of the images and the documentation. I'll put the ROM up somewhere so it's easily accessible for anybody who wants to tinker around with that stuff. There are some lines you could draw from the Pippin project to the first iMac. Pippin was the first sort of Mac to ship without a floppy drive. That is true. Very cool. Well, I mean, the PowerBook 100 didn't have a floppy drive. But, you know, I know what you mean. Modern Mac. Very much excited. Well, thank you very much, Dana. I mean, yeah, this is something that I've always wanted a Pippin. So even though it really can't play games, I guess, right now. But I would assume if that ROM was changed or swapped out or something, maybe it would work fine. I don't know. Maybe there's a software hack we could do. There's so much more to explore with this. I'm not done. But there's other things I would like to explore too. But I wanted to get this out in the open. Say, hey, look, it's cool. And other smart people like Keith. Dual line doesn't count. Other smart people out there like Keith who are passionate about these things hopefully can learn more about this and just like learn about the project itself, because I love celebrating the stories of these projects, the hardware behind them, and all these details and fun stuff. So that is what is near and dear to me. That's what the reason I do a lot of this stuff for, is for my own curiosity, but also like, hey, that's cool. I hope to share it with others. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, and that's my whole game. So there you go. Want to trade me for it? Why is this box of bricks says Pippin on it? Return address is Keith's house. But this is super cool. Hope to document it more. I guess I don't have too much more to look at today. We've been going for a bit over 2 hours. I think I'm going to call it here because I'm getting a bit sleepy. Pippin PowerBook. But today we did look at a Pippin prototype. It is super cool. I can't wait to explore this further. And hopefully we can get to play some games or something like that. That'll be really fun. I do have something Pippin related that my friend Drake sent me, so I will be shoehorning that into a video at some point. Shoehorning that into a video at some point. See, I can't even speak. Too excited / tired / whatever. Of course I did. That's amazing. Oh, I remember that like it was yesterday. Anyway, that's really about it for now. You could follow me on social media. All the information is in the video description. I will be posting this stuff on social media and the Macintosh Garden and the Internet Archive. So anything that I find related to this stuff will be on there, and that's where you can see it. I have my merch at shop.mac84.net. You could also support me on Patreon and YouTube membership dealies. Try and post the same content there. There's some cool exclusive stuff coming out very soon next week. And yeah, I think I'm going to call it there before I go sleepy buys. But thank you very much for hanging around. Oh, they changed the end stream button on YouTube. What is life? What are they doing? How things go? Now it says end. Okay. Anyway. Bye. Thank you, everybody, for the super chats. And thank you, Keith, for being awesome. And I'm going to stop waving. Bye.